What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Outchopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Lacks NBA Playoff Edition. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great betting content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. I needed a deep breath in the middle of that. Sometimes I don't breathe enough. There we go. Now I feel good. Reason I can't breathe, just watch the end of that Golden State Sacramento game. De'Aaron Fox is an absolute champion of the world. Over 37.5 PRA. Absolute print fest. There we go. In the premium Discord, you can sign up for that below. Use promo code Lindy when you do. Get half off your first week. Come see what we have going on over there. Like, I don't know, an 8 and 9 MLB day today, which was outrageous. We are back on track. The tail end of last week coming into this week. MLB, thank God I needed it, because it was a beginning of the season, but everything is going in the right direction. Coming up roses, and NBA has just been incredible. Nikola Jokic, triple-double. Hopefully you all enjoyed that one as well. Had some people being like, oh, well, you went 2-9 or no, the leans, the likes, the locks. I hope you understand these leans are not necessarily things that I'm going to be betting. They're things I'm thinking about betting. Likes, those are the ones that have been bet, even if it's just a small half unit type play. And then the locks, those are my favorites that exist on the board. Interesting set of two games we have before us here for Monday's slate. We've got a massive piece of news waiting for the third straight game in the Milwaukee-Miami game. And then, evening festivities. That'll be an enjoyable one. Maybe the Lakers just run away with this thing at the end. Maybe don't talk crap to LeBron James, Dylan Brooks, or don't hit people in the nuts. That seems good too. But this is also great. FanDuel Sportsbook. Yes, I said, you know what? I understand 4 states. That wasn't enough to get everybody exposure to the books that we're recommending here to sign up for. And FanDuel Sportsbook is available if you have legal betting in your state. So bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets guaranteed right now. All you do is go to the link below. I know a lot of people have DraftKings. I know a lot of people checked out Bet365 here, but you want to be getting exposure to all these sports books so you can shop for the best lines. That's why it's called Odds Shopper. Look at that. It's not a coincidence. So check it out, everybody. Make sure you get FanDuel, because great lines that are hanging every single day in MLB, NBA. I am constantly over there. I think you'll very much enjoy it. Great stuff like, I don't know, that Anthony Edwards 35 points plus 4 threes that we were able to hit in that game 2 it was with Aton, that plus 1,700 number. That was available over at FanDuel Sportsbook, and you couldn't even make that play at other books. So that's why you want to have exposure here at FanDuel Sportsbook. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all, 2 games. I killed a lot of time on the front end. Let's have some fun on the back end. Let's go to it. Let's get to the picks. We get our day started with Milwaukee and Miami, and this line just changed this morning in a pretty drastic way, where I'm getting the impression that books believe that Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing basketball. He's been questionable the last couple. He's missed the last 2 after falling on his bum in game 1. So they're down 2-1. You need Giannis on the floor. Again, Miami in this next round. What is going on here in these playoffs right now? This has been great. I love the parity. I love that everybody has a chance except for Brooklyn when they're facing Philadelphia. And then you go crying. Maybe don't trade Kevin Durant, but do trade Kevin Durant. I think it was probably a good thing long term. You know what? We should probably talk about this game, but looking at another very low total. Yes, 218 is the number. I'm feeling pretty sure that Giannis Antetokounmpo is playing basketball, but I want to at least throw this lean out there. And again, do not just fast forward through the plays and then say, Eric, you recommended what? No, the leans are the things we want to talk about as prospective plays in the event that something else happens, if there's other news that we're waiting on, something that I'm just at least thinking about and I want to have in the back of your brain. This lean is Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday currently with their points plus rebounds plus assists. If you look at the numbers for both of them specifically, it has changed in a drastic way, and I was kind of surprised books had these up, but they want to get exposure. They want to have people firing it up, maybe have multiple avenues of being, because they're juicing the line. So therefore, there's a lot of ways where they can get exposure on both sides of this. But the line just indicates to us that Giannis Antetokounmpo is expected by the books. Last game, in terms of just, if you look at the PRA lines for Mr. Drew Holiday, as we're pulling it up, and my computer just crashed on me. live. This is great. Here it is. Found it 31.5. God, technology. Not my forte. Hence why I've got a lovely producer. Producer Alicia, give her a shout out here. Give her some love in the comment section below. Been doing a phenomenal job all season long. She's had to deal with me all of NBA, which is no simple task. But it's no simple task for Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. Here you are, 31.5 for both of them are the prevailing numbers just about everywhere. And that was drastically different last game. Chris Middleton, 35.5 is where it closed at. Jrue Holiday, 35.5 is where it closed at as well. So this 4 PRA difference for both of them, I think we're looking at overs just in the event that you're able to have it preloaded, sitting in your sportsbook, and you're able to fire it up if the news that Giannis Antetokounmpo is out hits the wire. If there's something that might lead you towards him being closer to doubtful than questionable, like he is listed, that is another thing to be firing up. I think it's pretty efficient if he plays, and that's, again, I'm a little bit surprised this line exists. It's not even like a middled type line. What do I mean by that? A middled line is basically one that plays and straddles both sides of it. You think that, Giannis doesn't play, well, then you would probably want to have this line be at that 35.5 number that we saw last game for both of them. If you think he does play, you would probably want this number closer to 29.5, 30.5 in a perfect world. But I have this number as 31.5 basically for both of them in the event that Giannis is in. So I find it to be an efficient line. That's why I would be leaning in any percentage chance that I could talk myself into Giannis being out with news that comes out tomorrow morning. I would want exposure to these 2 plays instantly. You got to be ready. It's going to be tough, and it's going to be very difficult to talk myself into playing them juiced in any kind of a way when they're already efficient, and you're talking about minus 111 being the best number that exists for Chris Middleton, and minus 115 a points bet being the best number for Jrue Holiday. But I'm going to do my best. I'm going to be paying attention to news. If you want to know what my opinion is on something as news comes in tomorrow, hit me up on Twitter at Eric Lindquist. All right. I knew that lean was going to take a long time to talk through, but it's very important that you at least get these ground rules set up, because it is so hard for me to talk about a game with this kind of a piece of news pending for the playoffs. 40 minutes of Giannis or 0 minutes of Giannis could have changed the complexion of a basketball game. No, I did not have my audio cut off if you're listening to us on podcast form. We continue on our merry way to the like section. Jimmy Butler, my God. Now, shout out to Victor Oladipo. I feel so bad for the kid. He was incredible in Indiana. He was incredible in Indiana in college even. He was in spurts last season towards that Eastern Conference Finals run. He was a big part of it. Always been fighting injuries, and then the knee goes bye-bye. I feel really, really bad for him, but it definitely opens up some opportunity because he was going to be relied upon to help create, to help be a catalyst for this offense. Now, this is a blowout situation in game 3. There's not a whole lot to mine out of it. You had 4 assists, 3 assists in back-to-back blowout scenarios for Jimmy Butler. But assuming that Giannis is in, this is a 5.5 point line right now. Milwaukee is favored. I see Jimmy Butler having to do just about everything in terms of creation, and it's been a little bit disappointing as Bam Adebayo's assist rate has plummeted. And part of that was playing alongside Kyle Lowry, somebody who has the ball in his hands a lot as well. And Kyle Lowry will certainly have to be on the floor a little bit more. We saw 28 minutes from him, even in that blowout run, looked pretty good. But he hasn't been creating nearly as much this season, under 5 assists per game and right around 30 minutes per game. I don't even expect him to necessarily have to play 30 minutes here. They have Gabe Vincent there, Max Strus. A lot of ways where Jimmy Butler can be your point guard here and just start the offense almost every single possession. And I think that's what Eric Spoelstra is probably going to be doing. So with Jimmy Butler out there against a very difficult Milwaukee defense, Brook Lopez on the interior, Giannis Antetokounmpo roaming, my dog freaking out. See, these are important things that we have to be figuring out. So anyway, you want to be looking at Jimmy Butler over 5.5 assists. My dog agrees with that one. So maybe we got to upgrade that to a lock, because otherwise I don't have a lock on this game whatsoever. Yes, no lock that exists, because how could you possibly with Giannis Antetokounmpo injury news pending? That would be disingenuous. That would be forcing it for the sake of the bit. That would be forcing it for the sake of me just keeping things constant. There was another game that I know I didn't lock anything from earlier, but I just don't find anything all that appealing to overinvest your money in with this kind of news. Now, if you can guess right, that's where the lean comes into play. You could be firing that up, and I think you're in a really good spot with the combination of the two in a must-win Milwaukee Game 4. So, no lock on the board, lots of news to be coming, but don't forget, hit me up on Twitter at Eric Lindquist or in the premium Discord below. Happy to help you walk through this one. We couldn't have gotten a different picture for FanDuel Sportsbook. We had to keep this same jazz hands BS going. Whatever. When do I get to make these decisions? Can I get like headshots paid for? Can I get something else going? I don't know. Can I change my face? Maybe? I don't know. I've been working out. Been working on my fitness. Whatever. I've been also trying to work on getting you guys better promotions for everybody in every single state. And here you are, FanDuel Sportsbook. Hey, I'm in a better mood now. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Does not matter what happens to that bet. Yes, you heard me. You could lose that $5 bet, and you're still going to get $150 in bonus bets. That is fantastic stuff. All you do, sign up in the link below. You take advantage of this. Again, turn 5 into 150. That's better than, having to deposit 10. Playing 1, at least there's 10 that goes into that. This is $5. Bet $5 when you sign up below. So go ahead and deposit, fire it up. It expires. There's an expiration date a week from now. So sign up in the link below. Take advantage of it now. So if you haven't been on FanDuel Sportsbook yet, this is your time. This is your dance. Live every moment. Leave nothing to chance. It's only if you're 21 and over, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. That is 1-800-522-4700. Okay, we got a couple more. Well, that was weird. I'm sorry. A lot of audio malfunctions, dogs running. I hate this picture of me so much. I can't even tell you enough. Let's talk basketball, shall we? One more game to go. Let's hop to it. Let's set the stage for Memphis, Los Angeles. 4.5-point favorites are the Lakers. 221 total. We're seeing that total. These are some defenses we have before us here. The Lakers, number 1 in adjusted defensive rate over the course of the second half of the season. That is absurd. It was number 2 Memphis. So there you go. It's almost like we shouldn't expect either of these teams to be, well, we'll get to the defensive parts of this game when we get to the lock section. That's for sure. Got a fun one for you in store today. Had to make up for no lock on the last game. So it's going to get weird. But also got weird was the beginning of game 3. I mean, what was that first quarter? Dylan Brooks, stop talking. And it wasn't even LeBron James. LeBron James is smart enough where he's just like, they think I'm going to chuck 35 times today. I don't need to because I have the better basketball team. And right now, I'm pretty sure it'd be difficult to argue that he doesn't. LeBron James, Anthony Davis playing the way that he is right now is just out of control. D'Angelo Russell starting to join the program. Even if he's been a little inefficient shooting the 3 ball the last couple, 1 out of 5, 2 out of 7, he's still out there creating in a way that you got to be pretty excited if you're the Lakers, knowing that when he starts to knock down shots, he's going to be even more potent out on the floor. And of course, the savior, Austin Savior Reeves, this dude is out of control good. One of the best true shootings in the NBA. There's not a whole lot you can say. He plays within himself. He's very, very smart with the basketball. Has a great basketball IQ also in this series against a very difficult, formidable Memphis team. 1 turnover in the last 2. That's it. 2 turnovers. The guy's played a lot of minutes. 31, 37, 35. To have just 2 turnovers is redonkulous. He is so good with the basketball in his hands. Wanted to at least throw that out there. It's not like you're watching those games and not noticing that he's very secure with the basketball, uses his body well in the lane. I like everything about Austin Reeves right now. It is really cool to watch him come to fruition. And my guy, Dennis Schroeder, coming off the bench. He's probable to play here. Got a little dinged up with his foot. In game 2 it was. Only played 16 minutes there, but 24 minutes. Got kind of a blowout script. Got within range there with Ja Morant. Oh, yeah. I think his hand's okay, by the way. 45, 13, and 9. A rebound away from a triple-double for the ages in a game that they were never competitive in. So there's that. Kind of gave him free reign to just go out and try to win it. But Ja Morant, he's Ja Morant. It shouldn't surprise you that he's still going to be doing all right. Plus, D'Angelo Russell on the floor. You kind of got to take advantage of the point guard position. Just saying. Not that it's positionless basketball. You can say what you want about that. Individual defense, not as much as the defense on the whole, except for when we get to the lock section once again. But Desmond Bane, this is the guy that's been a little bit disappointing if you're a Memphis fan, trying to find reasons that things haven't been going well here of late. 6 of 18 game 1, 6 of 18 game 2. Looked better, 7 of 14, 3 of 7 from 3, but not really out there creating, not really out there in a noticeable way. Pretty disappointing to have 22, 17, and 18. And if you're the Lakers, you need to keep him contained, and they've been doing a phenomenal job. But 20.5 being his points line here, I am thinking about it purely because there's still enough possessions in this basketball game to justify this as a play. The Lakers, despite them being fantastic defensively in the second half of the season, they still 101.3 possessions per 48 minutes. That is 6th in pace in the NBA this season. We know Memphis, always a top 10 team in pace, as well as being that second in adjusted defensive rating. So there's that. But I think Desmond Bane needs to be the guy that they just have take more shots. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. He is perfect from the line in this series. 7 for 7, 4 for 4, 1 for 1. That equals perfection. 12 for 12. Beautiful stuff, like Pamela Anderson on Baywatch. But just saying, lean over 20.5. That's the number we're going for. Desmond Bane, he's been in the darkness. Come to the light. It's another bad bit. I'm so sorry. But the Lakers are -4.5, going to be my like here. Again, I just wanted to set the table for you in both of these games because I want you thinking about different lines. And as I look around books right now, there's not a ton that I'm going to be firing at first draw. I want to kind of see as things fluctuate throughout the day. It's constantly in flux. And you do want to try to bet earlier, which is why I provide these the night before, because you generally can get some stale lines. You get some more, you have a better idea of what you should be doing throughout the day or what you're looking for on the board as you get closer to tip where things get more efficient. But massive pieces of news in the Miami and Milwaukee game that's going to affect every prop on the board. Not so much here. I think we're going to be all good. Looks like we're out of the woods. We're out of the woods. We're out of the woods yet, or whatever Taylor Swift says. I think Taylor Swift is like somebody I should quote more. She seems popular. Probably not on my 98% male clientele hanging out here. Oh no. Shout out to my ladies. Where are you at? Go to the comment section below. Let me give you some love. Producer Alicia put her hands up. She's playing as a song, Butterflies Go Away. As we go to the lock section, again, I wanted this video to hit 20 minutes because that's, I don't know. There's no point. I have to finish this now, though, because I can't do another take. I'm ready to go. We have to talk defense, and that is what these two teams are really, really good at. And Anthony Davis, have you been watching what he's been doing since the play-in game? Have you been watching since the last 5 games that they've played? We'll go to Utah because that game was still a must-win for them. 4 blocks, 3 steals. Minnesota, 3 blocks, 2 steals. Memphis, 7 blocks, 3 steals. Memphis, 5 blocks, no steals. Memphis, game 3, 3 blocks, 2 steals. This is getting really stupid what Anthony Davis is doing on that end of the floor. And part of it, no Steven Adams out there to clear the lane. And obviously Steven Adams wouldn't have nearly as much shot volume as that of Xavier Tillman. Xavier Tillman in game 2 is the weirdest thing ever. At least the usage came back down to earth there after 13 shot attempts. You probably long-term aren't going to be getting 22 points a game from Xavier Tillman. But for sure, Jaren Jackson Jr. is out there being active as well on the defensive end of the floor. And on the offensive end of the floor, he's definitely going to be taking up more shots than the last 2. 12 in each of those. I expect that volume to come up as well as for Desmond Bane. Lakers trying to do some things, throw some different looks at Ja Morant with the success he had in the second half. And that's where I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is also interesting up against Anthony Davis. This guy, all season long, has been out of control, averaging 3 blocks per game. Yeah, 2.94 for him to be exact. Whatever. It's 30 blocks. He's basically averaging 3 blocks here. He's been phenomenal, too. You know what's great? Is that I can get plus money on investing on both of their defensive prowesses in this spot. And I expect both to be very active on the offensive end of the floor. This is not a single game parlay situation, but I'm getting massive plus money on both sides of these, plus 120 and plus 145 respectively for these plays. Jaren Jackson Jr. over 2.5 steals plus blocks, as well as Anthony Davis over 4.5 steals plus blocks. So 2.5, Jaren Jackson Jr., 4.5 for Anthony Davis. These sound insane. There's so much typing in that corner of the screen. I'm a sick person. Shout out producer Alicia for the 4th time on the show, or 3rd? Shout out producer Alicia. That makes it 4, I'm pretty sure. But Jaren Jackson Jr., I love getting plus money. I find it hard to believe that I'm not hitting at least one of these with how much interior defense, the ridiculous kind of rim presence. And Anthony Davis, you have John Morant driving on you every single possession, trying to finish at the rim, put you on a poster. Guess what? Anthony Davis is still going to get his hands on some of those. So just saying, I think this is a great spot. Obviously, both of them, putting them together in the same type single game parlay, I don't know if that's my favorite path, simply because foul trouble for one could mean the demise of the other, something of that nature. So I want to play these as individual plays, but I'm in love with them. 2.5 steals plus blocks for Jaren Jackson Jr., Anthony Davis over 4.5. Just keep doing what you've been doing it's absurd. It's absurd what we're seeing from both of them, but I think it continues. Give me 40 minutes of Jaren Jackson Jr., please, and thank you. We out, yo. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me hear from my ladies. I miss you. I hang out with you. I love my wife, too. I wanted to throw that out there. FanDuel Sportsbook, make sure you check it out. Bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets. Guaranteed, no strings attached. You just sign up in the link below, and that is available in every state where there's legal sports betting, and FanDuel is available. So there you go. FanDuel Sportsbook. Check them out if you haven't yet. Alrighty, y'all. I'll be back again tomorrow. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the NBA streets on Monday.